Hello everyone, I'm Crystina Poncher, joined here by the champ, Richard Commey, and the contender, Teofimo Lopez. They're fighting this Saturday night, December 14th at Madison Square Garden, only on ESPN. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. We'll start here with you, champ. What a year 2019 has been for you. I mean, even the last 10 months since February. Can you describe what these last 10 months have been like for you?
First of all, I have to thank God for these opportunities, and it's been a great year. I won my world title, I defended it, and I'm here again, defending it again against Teofimo Lopez.
You knew after that first defense against Ray Beltran, this man was sitting ringside, he was watching you. What kind of statement do you feel like you made in that Beltran fight, not only to the world, but to Teofimo that night, being that he was a former world champ and you were able to stop him?
Well, for me, I just went in and did what I had to do. So I left with him to, think about what statement I've given to him. That's it.
And Teofimo, for you at 14-0, just 22 years old, these last 3 years since you turned pro seem to have gone by so fast, and here you are getting an opportunity at a world title, and you've worked your way up to that point, and knowing if you beat Beltran that night, you were going to get your shot. What was kind of going through your mind when you were watching him fight?
Same way Comey said it, thank God first always. And that's where we got to this point, everything happens through God. But he did a hell of a job. He went out there and he showed everybody and myself that he could go as many rounds and still have power in both hands and go out there and weather the storm and keep being who he is, and that's a champ. So, it's going to be a great fight, and that's why everybody's really going into this fight tuned in.
And for you, fighting at Madison Square Garden, you're from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to get your first world title shot right there at the Garden, the Mecca of boxing?
It's always surreal, going into the Garden. You'll feel it going into it, how big it is going into Madison Square Garden. Every time it's much bigger than the last. So I know this won't be your first rodeo, and this won't definitely be your last time at the Garden. But you'll feel it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. So I think every time fighting at the Garden and stuff, it's breathtaking at that moment. I'm fighting here in New York and everything like that around my family. Everybody from either in Brooklyn, Long Island, Staten Island. I have family out everywhere in New York, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah, this fighting in the big room at Madison Square Garden for you too. You know the history of boxing. You come from a place where have historic world champions from Accra, Ghana. So what does that mean for you as well to defend your title?
And this is my first time here, but I know Madison Square Garden is the Mecca of boxing in America. The place for Mecca of boxing. So fighting there, how many boxers from Ghana has ever had a chance to fight there?
Right.
So, it's a great feeling, and I'm very excited, looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, fighters talk about the chills that they have on their arms when they walk out. Once you get in the ring, it's all business, but you got to take a minute to kind of soak that up. And for you, Teofimo, if you asked your dad, you've been ready for a world title shot a long time ago. But trust the process.
Yeah,
it's the way that it goes, and that process has led you to this point now. Where does that confidence come from in you that at just 22 years old you're ready to become a world champion?
Just believe. You got to believe it in order to achieve it. That's just really it. The same way we all go through it. Coming from Ghana, he had to go out there and from nothing make it into something. That's just from believing. Same way here. Coming from nothing, you just I didn't have the struggles that maybe Comey had, but I had a goal of just trying to change that life cycle that we all probably go through, in life, 9 to 5, whatever. You change your whole life like that. So that's just that confidence and everything. You can't teach it. You just got to have it within you. You got to believe it. I know that you can't go out here and just say that someone's better than you, and that's what we're showing come Saturday night. Who is the best at 135? Who is going to top everybody in their division? So, that's what everybody's coming into right now.
You have had twice as many fights as him. You're 10 years older than him. You fought all around the world. What makes you believe that he's not quite ready yet for a world title to be champion?
Well, I've had experience, I've had experience. I'm a world champion. I have the title, and, I've fought a lot of big guys and experienced guys, better than he does. So, Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, come Saturday night, then we'll figure it out there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, but that's the thing. You know, I've faced dudes, but you know that was all in the amateurs. You know what I mean? It's a lot different in the pros. I get
right.
it, and I get it. You know, but I challenge myself, and that's what I come out to do every time. I want to challenge myself because I know what I can do.
Yeah, that's good. And I never see you as a, you know, I never underrate anyone.
Nah,
I always give bosses respect, and I give you the same respect as I give it to anybody. So
of course.
it's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. I know. So that's the thing. Like we are what we are. You
That's
know what
right.
I mean? And people ask us, we crazy for doing this. You know what I mean? But you and I both know we love what we do.
That's
so
right.
it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night.
When you don't watch tape per se, your team does, and they come to you and they tell you what you need to do. When they've come to you and said, okay, he does this well, he does that, we need to focus on, what are those things that your dad is telling you that you need to look out for in your fight on Saturday night against Comey? What does he do well?
He does everything well. He does everything well. You know, he's out there, he's a 2-time world champion for a reason. You know, he knows what he's doing in there. You know, and those are the things that we worked on. 9 weeks in camp, those are the things that I worked on. I made sure that I kept my ring IQ and everything intact. I kept all that in there.
But there has to be something you see, because yesterday you were even confident. Your dad's always going to predict a knockout, okay? He's pretty much done it 11 out of 14 times. But I believe, did I hear 6th round? You guys think by the 6th round you're going to get him out of there? What gives you, what makes you think that?
You gotta see, you know what I mean? You just gotta feel it. I mean, going into camp, I know that Comey, he prepped for 12 rounds, I prepped for 12 rounds, but do we feel that we're gonna go 12 rounds? Nah.
You think so? You think it's gonna go the distance?
I don't think.
I never predict any of my fight. I just go there and do what I have to do. And whatever bonus comes, I thank God for that.
Yeah. You know, and I think it's the same way. You know, it's the same way. I go out there and I see what Richard Comey can do, or any other opponent. You know, but he ain't an opponent, he's a champion. But in my previous fights, I always seen what they could do and what they can and what they cannot handle. And then we go from there.
What do you think? What is the skill set that he possesses? What does he do well?
Like what he said, he also do, like in his game plan, he does what he had to do. So, you know, come Monday night, we're gonna see. Because sometimes you watch people on the table, sometimes you see them, and then when they're fighting actually you, it's a different ball game altogether. So in the ring, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, spoken like a real champ. You know, it's those adjustments. Well, that's how you guys got to this point. Is you're able to get in the ring, make the adjustments necessary, and prepare for whatever comes. When I'm watching the promo for the fight, and I'm, you know, reading all the articles and everything, the attention and the spotlight seems to be shifted a little bit more in this direction than it has in this direction, although you're the world champion. It says,
right.
Comey fighting for the IBF lightweight world title against Richard Comey. You know, Lopez fighting for it against, it doesn't say Comey defending his world title against Teofimo Lopez, or the champ taking on Teofimo. How does that make you feel? That it kind of seems like he's coming into this fight as a champion and you're the challenger.
That's another force. It has more force to what I'm doing, you know, because in a way I've been through the other side of my career since I started, you know, always on the other side. But I just believe in myself, I believe in God, and I believe in what I'm doing, and I've got a great team around me, so it doesn't really matter, you know, it's just all about going there, do what you got to do, and then people will realize, give you that respect.
Well, it almost seems like it helps you in a way, because not only do you have to deal with maybe a little bit less media attention, but it's one of those things where you can continue to keep that chip on your shoulder. Sometimes guys, when they become a world champion, kind of just saw it last weekend, they let that get to their head, or they let that, you know, take advantage of their mentality, and they lose what that grind, or they lose what that mentality was to get them to that point.
That's right.
And for you, Teofimo, how do you feel? I mean, you know what you're capable of doing. You've continued to carry yourself like the A-side, regardless of where you're coming up. You said, I'm no longer a prospect, I'm a contender. I'm ready to no longer be a contender. I'm ready to be a champ. How do you feel that with already so much kind of spotlight and pressure on you, even though this is just your first world title opportunity?
It ain't pressure, it comes with it, you know what I mean? It comes with it, but I mean, to myself, I know I'm facing the champion. You know, when I do the hashtag, I always Commey Lopez. You know, you gotta give respect where respect is, and he's the world champion. I mean, he's giving me this opportunity. IBF is giving me this opportunity. I mean, Madison Square Garden, I'm having the opportunity of changing my life. You know what I mean? So turning around, I thank you. You know what I mean? But we worked hard for it. You know, we earned our spot. I feel like, you know, people don't understand how hard it is to get to where Richard Commey or anyone else is at that level. You know what I mean? They don't get it. But you know, whether they say Lopez fighting Richard Commey for the IBF title, fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I don't care about that. I have many chips on my shoulder that I'm holding on to. So Saturday night, it ain't even about the spotlight. I could care less about that. It's just more of a same, we both got a purpose. I know mine.
And what is that purpose?
Man, I have a list. But it's just, man, the opportunity of a lifetime. Just changing people's perspective on things. You don't need to always be flashy and flamboyant. You know what I mean? You could just be you and be the best at doing it. And I think, you know, changing everything, becoming the first Honduran world champion, becoming, you know, representing for all the Latin people. I mean, it's big opportunities. He's representing for his peoples in Ghana and everything. So they all looking out. I mean, shit, good. We have a whole bunch of people. He has a country behind him. I have a country behind myself. It's going to be a great night.
You talked about the emphasis on making your people proud of you.
That's
and
right.
Being able to go back home and not only provide, you know, hope and spiritual uplifting, but financially you'll be able to do a lot more things for your people. Not
That's
only,
right.
you know, winning this fight, but the opportunities.
That's right. The opportunity for them to also, because there are a lot of boxers out there, they're young and talented boxers out there, and you know, it's hard when people don't see, unless maybe they get a chance, but I'm there, I'm always there, you know, and I see. So what can I do? If nobody helps me to get to where I am and I've got opportunity, what can I do to let them also become someone in the future? Even if not 2, 3, but at least 4, they can come out and not even get to the world level, but also they get to the level that is, you understand? Yeah, that's what I feel like doing, because nobody do that for me, and you know, I just want to help my people, and they're very good, they're strong, and you know, they got their heart to fight. So this is what, if I cannot within my 30, if I cannot win, then how am I going to help these guys?
That's a heck of a lot of motivation too.
I got the same, man. We both got that. That's why we want to help our people in our generation, because, I mean, you can't take none of this with you. All you can do is give back.
That's right.
So I think that's the thing, is like, that's why I said this is going to be a great fight, because we both have a purpose. You know what I mean? It's just poor country. I mean, just the fact that you could change a lot of lives and motivate others to go out there and do something. You know, you can't take the money with you. All you can do is just give back and give hopes and dreams so that they could do it too. I want to be like Richard Commey one day, or I want to be like Teofimo one day. And that's the things that I think that pays for everything, other than, I mean, what we get.
A lot of people have said in this triple header and on this great, I mean, we have a great card even starting from the undercard, but this is the fight of the night. This is the fight that everybody is looking forward to seeing. So with that being said, in closing, I'll start with you. What can the fans expect from the takeover come Saturday night?
Always taking over, man. I mean, putting on a show, having a great time while doing it, man, putting for everybody out there. I think everybody should definitely expect a great and exciting fight, explosive fight. We're going to go at it, man. We're going to do whatever we can to go out there victorious. And I know that it's going to be a great, well-rounded fight, man. It's definitely going to be fight of the night, I believe. Him and his team, they worked very hard. I know that Comey ain't going to just have me go out there and take his title. So it's going to be a great fight.
Champ, I'll give you the last word. Why should fans make sure to tune in? If they don't know, now you know. But go ahead and tell them what they should expect from Saturday night.
I always go in there to do what I have to do. I'm ready. I've trained so hard, you know. I can't let this title slip away from me. No way. Not this time around, man. The time is not yet for me to lose this title. So just go in there to do what I have to do, and we both train hard, and it's gonna be a great night.
All right, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.